Rogan, I was born here. I've been here all my life. I have 2 degrees from the University of Tennessee. So we do wealth management and retirement planning. So what does that really mean? Anything in your life that could impact your finances, whether it's investing money, whether it's how to structure income, if we can optimize our taxes, so we serve people. And that's part of our mission statement. We serve people.
All right, my friends, good morning. Whoa, I'm really bright this morning, aren't I? I had to do a reset on my computer, so that's why we're running a little bit late here this morning. Let me fix this exposure just a little bit. Whoa, we've got a bunch of stuff, crazy stuff going on here this morning. Yeah, nothing the same. There we go. That color looks a little bit better, doesn't it? Not so bright. Happy Monday. I think the Gremlins had some fun last night. Actually, I think my computer's just out of hard drive space, and so it's running a little bit on the slow side this morning. Either way, we are here with you this morning, so glad you could join here for Wake Up with Witcher. We've got a lot to talk about here this morning. I still have that trough that's going to be hanging out with us, and that's going to bring us a little bit of the unsettled weather, but not necessarily a lot of rain every single day. We do have moisture transporting in here, but we also have some very comfortable air in place this morning. If you've not been outside yet, it feels really nice outside. Oh, there we go, Julie. Thank you very much, Julie. Appreciate that. Now we're back up and running. Had the wrong microphone check marked. Boop. Anyways, thank you very much, Julie. I appreciate that. All right, here we go. So we're also talking about the tropics. We do have a couple of waves in the atmosphere that are going to be potentially producing some tropical energy, becoming some tropical systems anyways. And so we're going to talk much more about that as well. But really, when you look at the rainfall for the day today, we're not looking at a ton of rain on the way. Hopefully you have my microphone. Everything seems to be reading like you've got my microphone. So let's move right along, shall we? We'll take you back outside here for just a second, show you what it looks like in downtown Clinton. This is Anderson County. And showers late in the day. Can't rule out some showers throughout the day, but not expecting a whole lot of activity. I think the mountain counties get the majority of the rain today. All right, so yesterday we made it to 76. I always like to keep you in check. Yeah, I was actually forecasting 78, but let's see. One model had 72. Most had 77 to 78. And I went 79 due to the fact that I was trending a little bit lower from the previous couple of days. Anyway, 71 in Crossville. We picked up some decent rain. A half an inch officially at McGee-Tyson Airport and in Crossville, 2/10 in Chattanooga. Now, when you look at your mid-level energy and spin throughout the day today, we have that rotation, that low pressure, that trough, if you will, just off to our west. And out ahead of the trough, we get lift in the atmosphere. And so we are going to see the majority of our lift moving its way through Alabama, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina. How much that actually creeps its way onto the Tennessee side, TBD on that. But even a little bit of energy with the bowling ball back to our west, that may spark off a few more showers as that all swings its way on through. Moisture is going to be transported in, but not a ton. Notice the mountain counties have the darkest shades of yellows and reds. We'll just zoom in a little bit closer. There we go. You can see how these reds and yellows are going to be mostly further to our south, but they start to creep on in a little bit, and so that could lead to some decent showers across the mountain counties, although we do not have that risk for flooding or flash flooding throughout the day today. Dwayne says, you got some good rain yesterday. I got some good steady rain yesterday evening as well. All right, so our inverted trough is kind of shifting a little bit further to the west. We've got that upper level energy swinging on through. All in all, nothing really major across the area. We do have mostly cloudy skies and some fog. We do have a couple of showers that have popped up into parts of Fentress County. So if you're joining us from Jamestown or northern Fentress County, you'll run into a quick little shower this morning. And that's really about the majority of it. All right, here we go. Flash flood risk. The reason why I'm highlighting this today is that because we're not in a flash flood risk, although we have been over the last couple of days, it hasn't translated to much, but it just gives us a good idea that we've seen some, we've got a lot of moisture in the atmosphere. We've got a lot of ground moisture as well. So could we lead to that? Well, today is not the case. So from now through lunchtime, maybe a quick little spotty stray shower moving its way from south to north. 3 o'clock, we're likely to be on the dry side for the kids heading off to school here today. And welcome back to school for any of the kids and the teachers that may be joining us here this morning as well. And then as we get into the 7, 8, 9 o'clock hour, most of that activity is again going to be across the mountain counties and back to our east into North and South Carolina, but can't rule out a couple of spotty showers. So the point of the story is we're not going to see a whole lot of rainfall throughout the day today, but there is a chance. So I've got about a 40% chance for rain today. How about these temperatures this morning? It is nice. 64 degrees and, well, listen, we're all in the mid to upper 60s. I mean, that, my friends, feels good outside. Feels good. Wait, I had to put my first pair of jeans on. Okay, that's a little bit excessive there, Tom. Dew points have dropped into the upper 50s to low to mid 60s, and so that's allowed those temperatures to come down despite the cloud coverage, which means we're all trending. Most locations are trending cooler this morning than what we were yesterday morning. So if you happen to be up early yesterday morning. All right, so that's the story this morning. For the forecast high temperatures today, we're going to make it into the upper 70s to low 80s. So still trending below average. Average high for this time of year is 88, but a little bit warmer than what we were yesterday. And our dew points will gradually increase. So I think we'll have another great morning tomorrow morning, but as those dew points start to gradually increase, that means, well, we are going to have warmer mornings, and the air that you can wear is going to kind of slowly start to hug us again towards the end of the weekend into the upcoming weekend. I'm going about 40% chance of rain. We just don't really have any major system that's going to be swinging its way on through. We've got the elevated trough that's hanging out with us, and that's going to bring us some unsettled weather and probably more cloud coverage than anything else. The mostly cloudy skies probably sticks with us through Wednesday. Then we'll start to see a lot more sunshine, I think, Thursday, Friday, and into the upcoming weekend. Now, your rainfall outlook just through Friday, again, it's just not going to add up to a whole lot here locally. Now, if you have travel plans into the Carolinas, we do have some wetter weather expected there, more stable rain, if you will, because we've got what's going on around the area is we've got a ridge of high pressure to our north, and so it's called cold air damming. It's where we start to see some cooler, drier air come in, wrap around that ridge of high pressure. Typically, a lot of times that happens over into North Carolina, where they will stay colder than we will. Not necessarily been the case. We've all been on the below average side. And even through next weekend, not expecting a lot of rain. So we do have a 30% chance for this little wave of energy to become our next tropical system. Now, we do have Dexter. That's just to the north and east of this little area of investigation from the National Hurricane Center. But let me expand the view because we actually have... Come on. There it is. We actually have a wave coming in off of Africa. And so the National Hurricane Center right here is giving this one a high probability. Let me see what the probability is on this one. I think it was like a 50% chance of it becoming our next named storm. So they've got a 0% over the next 48 hours, 2 days, and 50% over the next 7 days. Dexter's just to the north of, north of Bermuda. But some of the latest model guidance, if you get into model data at all, for any of you weather nuts out there, if you look at the GFS, by next Thursday, by not this coming Thursday, Friday, but the following Thursday, Friday, is when potentially the GFS, the American model, is depicting a storm that would move its way over Florida. And I'll show you what that looks like when we take a look at your national holidays, because I'll be able to take that screen grab here in just a second. But the point of the story is that's a long ways away. We're not going to probably see that, but we are getting closer to the peak season of hurricane. The peak of hurricane season, I should say, which, by the way, is September 10th. So we have been pretty quiet so far, but things could be changing just a little bit here as we get through the month of August and into the month of September as the ocean waters really start to heat up. All right, so here's your 7-day forecast. We're going to stay below average all the way through Wednesday, still below average Thursday, but more seasonable temperatures start to return Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Could be bringing a little bit more heat as we get into Saturday and Sunday as well. I don't know why that's showing rainy icons and storms. I changed that, so I don't know why that's showing that. But I think less chance for rain, 20 to 30% chance for rain. Again, those gremlins this morning have been in full force. So let's take you back outside. But pleasant weekend. It was nice to see. Nice to get a little break in the extreme heat. I had, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think I played 8, 12, 10 to 12 pickleball games yesterday, and it was nice. We were all talking about it, how it was cloudy, had a couple of light sprinkles hanging out with us, a little bit of drizzle from time to time, but the cloudiness and the cooler temperatures just made it a lot more comfortable to get out and enjoy some pickleball. Brandon says, let's see, Mike needs a static drive to download all the pictures and videos to clean up the RAM. Okay, I'm a computer nerd and a comedian. Yes, you are. Gremlins get lost. Yes, the cooler weather is nice. Ken, let's get the house. Left the house around 5:30 this morning and talk about a nice, cool morning. Love it. Hopefully it lasts for a while. July was brutal. It was brutal, and if you saw my stats on social media, July, maybe you didn't see it. See if this populates. There we go. There are the stats from the National Weather Service. So Knoxville had an average high in the month of July of 91.9 degrees, which was 3.5 degrees above average for the entire month. Crazy, right? We knew it was, even our average low temperatures, we were running 3.8 degrees above average for low temperature. So it's been incredibly warm and muggy. And then rainfall, we trended nearly an inch and a half below average when it comes to rainfall. And how about 26 days, the third most recorded of 90 degrees days or hotter. The highest temperature was 95 in the month of July, and the lowest was 68 degrees. So those are the stats from the National Weather Service. So July was incredibly hot. All right, let's get to work with those national holidays, and we'll check in on some Witcher's pictures as well. National holidays, we don't have a lot, and I'm going to show you some other model data. For those of you that may be curious and want to see what I was talking about with the GFS model, painting a picture of a wave of energy or of a hurricane. All right, here we go, or potential anyways. Let's talk about those national holidays first. We'll get to work with those. Of course, we're celebrating birthdays and events, so happy birthday to anybody. We had actually our official anniversary was yesterday. We celebrated Saturday night. Celebrated again yesterday. Went and got some crab cakes. Decided to continue the theme of the crab or lobster. Got some lobster claws as well. They didn't really turn out that great though. Oh well. Anyways, it's National Coast Guard Day. Big shout out to the Coast Guard. They have a very, very tough job, don't they? So big shout out to those folks. And the National Chocolate Chip Cookie Day. All right, for you chocolate chip cookie lovers, how do you like to eat your chocolate chip cookies? Do you like to dip them in milk, or is that just an Oreo cookie? Or do you like to have some chocolate chip and maybe some ice cream on top? Or maybe do you like them chewy? Do you like them crunchy? So many different ways to have chocolate chips. That is all the holidays we have for the day today. That's it. We'll check in on some Witcher's pictures here in a second as well. But I wanted to highlight this for a second. Okay, so this... probably tough to see on your cell phone here. Let's see if we can't do something here for you real quick. Anyways, this is... We're going to make this... bigger. We're going to do this on the fly so you can see this a little bit better. How about that? So what you're looking at is model data, okay? And this is the American model. And again, if you want to stick around, cool. If you don't want to stick around, that's fine. We're just going to geek out for a second. All right, I'm just going to take this like this so you can see it. Boop. All right, so remember I told you the National Hurricane Center has a 50% probability. There we go. Let's get that on the screen of our next named storm. So let me show you that little wave in the atmosphere. So it's going to be a wave at the bottom of the screen. Let's get this down here. See, we're just... Uh-oh. Now it's not going to work. Well, that didn't work out so well, did it? All right, never mind. Never mind. That's not going to work on the fly. Some things you just don't do on the fly. Anyways, I was going to show you the American model, but we'll highlight that in the coming days because really, ultimately, I don't think it's necessarily going to turn out to be anything, but definitely something to watch as we do get into hurricane season. All right, let's see if we have any Witcher's pictures for you this morning. And then I'll let you go about your day. It's a good old Monday, but it's going to be a cloudy Monday. The sun's getting ready to come up. It's going to turn out to be a pleasant day, I think, temperature-wise anyways. So we do have some photos. How about this one? Well, who took these photos? Hobby. Oh, well, this is from Angela. This is cool. Thanks, Angela, for posting that. That's the Witchers hanging out on the lake. Remember, I told you on Saturday we went out to the Cove, which is in West Knoxville. They were having a jet ski race, and Hobbytown was there as a sponsor, and they actually had where you could not rent, but you could test drive little radio-controlled water boats. And so that's my wife and my youngest son enjoying that. So that's Angela for posting. Thanks, Angela. Really appreciate you posting that. That's awesome. Let's see. Got another great view from somebody. Where is this? I'm going to guess this would be, I want to say like Max Patch or something like that, but I don't know if that really is Max Patch or not. We'll turn that around. So that picture is coming in from Julie, Sunday evening from Whitesburg. All right, well, Whitesburg's pretty, like Max Patch. And Lucas ran post-rain double rainbow. Lucas posting this one to social as well, or through the Witcher's Pictures link using the East Tennessee Weather app. That's a great view right there, my friend. Whoo! Yeah, the RC boats are so cool, Brandon. I used to fly the RC airplanes. Did you really? That's a bucket list of mine. Good morning, Tyler. I've always wanted a radio-controlled airplane and never ended up getting a radio-controlled airplane. I always wanted one, but never quite made it. Isn't that a gorgeous photo? Julie lives in a beautiful part of East Tennessee in Whitesburg. Whitesburg is a gorgeous part of East Tennessee. All right, my friends. Well, see if this works. I don't know if it's going to work this morning because I had to reset things, but maybe it will. All right, we're going to wrap things up here. So it is currently, 6:26. Wow, we'll get some of these bugs figured out. Get the gremlins. We're going to kick them out. I thought I saw a cot in the back. I'm going to get rid of that cot so they don't come back, right? Happy Monday. Have a great Monday. It's going to be, a fantastic day. Yeah, we may have a couple of spotty showers throughout the day today. Not expecting a lot of rain. Rain should increase, especially for the mountain counties later in the day as this little wave of energy moves on through. We're going to hang on to the elevated opportunity, I should say, for a little bit of rain here this week, but not a ton. No major disturbances on the way, just a trough kind of hanging out, lingering around the area, bringing us the mostly cloudy skies and the cooler than average temperatures, but more seasonable weather does return as we get into the upcoming weekend with drier weather conditions and likely more sunshine. So for you boaters, you lake goers, and your swimming pool goers, this next weekend should be a little bit better, or maybe a lot of it better than what we saw this past weekend. Although it was nice to get a break from the heat, wasn't it? All right, my friends, I sure hope you have a great day. Be safe, be kind to each other. Life is short. If you're joining me on the app and you've kind of joined in late, I'll send you back to the 24-hour channel right now. If you joined in late, you can jump over to the app and I will launch your latest forecast. No, I will not, because I have not uploaded it yet. I was too busy with the gremlins. That's coming up here shortly with on all East Tennessee weather platforms. All over the place this Monday morning. Have a great day. I'll see you back here tomorrow. It should be a better day.